Paris, the city of love, fashion, and fine pastries, has witnessed countless viral moments, but none quite like the croissant that Taehyung touched. On a breezy autumn morning, a photo surfaced online showing BTS's V, also known as Kim Taehyung, casually enjoying a croissant at a quaint cafe near Le Marais. Within hours, that single moment turned into an internet storm. The photo, shared by an unsuspecting passerby, captured Taehyung dressed in a beige trench coat, wearing sunglasses, and smiling softly as sunlight spilled over his table. Yet it wasn't just the idol's presence that drew attention, it was the croissant itself. Fans began calling it the Taehyung croissant, and within hours, the cafe's name trended globally. No one could have predicted that a single buttery pastry would become the centerpiece of a worldwide obsession. Parisian locals were confused. Tourists began queuing outside the small bakery, and fans from Korea to Argentina demanded to know what made this croissant so special. The cafe, later identified as Boulangerie du Soleil, was not one of Paris's famous tourist spots. Hidden in a narrow alleyway, it had always been known only to locals for its handmade pastries and quiet charm. The owner, Madame Renee, a woman in her 60s, told reporters that she didn't even realize who Taehyung was until crowds started forming outside her door the next day. "I just thought he was a kind young man with a beautiful smile," she laughed. "He said the croissant was the best he'd ever tasted. I didn't know that would change my life." By the following weekend, the cafe had become a pilgrimage site. Fans lined up from dawn, eager to sit in the same seat where Taehyung once sat and order the same croissant. Photos flooded social media with captions like, "Manifesting Taehyung energy through pastries." Even French locals began referring to the pastry as le croissant de Taehyung. The viral spark came from a fan named Elise Martin, a Paris-based army who happened to be walking her dog that morning. She recognized Taehyung instantly, but respected his privacy. Instead of approaching him, she snapped a discreet photo from afar, only posting it hours later with a simple caption, "Paris feels sweeter today, honey croissants. #Taehyung in Paris." Within 2 hours, the tweet amassed over 3 million likes. Fans analyzed every pixel, the reflection in the cafe window, the pattern on the plate, even the brand of the trench coat. Investigators traced the cafe's location using Google Maps and street shadows, a typical Army-level CSI mission. By nightfall, Taehyung croissant was the #1 trending topic worldwide. French journalists and Korean entertainment outlets both picked up the story, and the cafe's Google rating skyrocketed to 5 stars overnight. This was not the first time Taehyung accidentally went viral. From the orange sweater moment in New York to the museum whisper in London, the idol's quiet charisma has repeatedly turned ordinary objects into global sensations. But even so, no one expected a croissant to join that list. Experts in social media marketing later described it as the perfect viral storm, a combination of timing, location, and Taehyung's magnetic presence. The Paris Tourism Board even released a statement noting a 17% spike in visitors to Le Marais within a week, many of them citing Taehyung's croissant as their reason. Luxury brands took notice too. A month later, Taehyung was invited by several French fashion houses for exclusive appearances, and the same cafe was booked for a private photo shoot, rumored to feature him again. The cafe's owner, Madame Renee, became somewhat of a celebrity herself. She started receiving letters from fans around the world thanking her for serving Taehyung the croissant of destiny. She even created a special item on her menu, le croissant Taehyung, described as soft, warm, and golden, just like the man who made it famous. When asked how she felt about the sudden fame, Renee smiled. I've baked croissants for 40 years. I never thought one of them would make people fly across oceans." Sales at the cafe tripled. Even local newspapers praised how a simple moment of kindness and good pastry could unite people worldwide. Fans began documenting their trips to Boulangerie du Soleil as if it were a sacred ritual. Many recreated Taehyung's outfit, ordering the same drink, even listening to his solo songs while eating the croissant. TikTok and YouTube were filled with videos titled "Trying Taehyung's Croissant in Paris." Some fans cried, some laughed, some simply smiled in silence, overwhelmed by the surreal feeling of sharing a tiny moment connected to their idol. One traveler from Brazil described it as, "It's not just about food, it's about connection. You sit there and you feel him, his calmness, his artistry." The cafe walls became a living gallery filled with fan art, letters, and photos of Taehyung. Even locals admitted the atmosphere had changed. More warmth, more laughter, more color. Behind the viral sensation was Chef Laurent, the man who actually baked the croissant. For years, he had crafted pastries for local residents, never expecting global recognition. When he learned that Taehyung had praised his croissant, he was stunned. He said, "This tastes like sunlight," the chef recalled. "That's when I knew he was an artist, not just a celebrity." Chef Laurent was later interviewed by French TV, where he shared that he had started experimenting with a new recipe inspired by that encounter, one that uses honey imported from Jeju Island as a tribute to Taehyung's Korean roots. The new pastry, named Croissant Lumière, sold out within hours every day. As the hype continued, Paris saw a wave of purple decorations. Shopkeepers near La Mer hung purple banners, while fans tied lavender ribbons around cafe chairs. The city unofficially declared one weekend as Taehyung Day. During that time, buskers played his solo tracks, and street vendors sold many croissant charms shaped like hearts. It wasn't just a fan event, it became a cultural crossover, blending Korean pop energy with Parisian romance. One local newspaper headline captured it perfectly. From Seoul to Paris, one croissant made the world smile. Weeks later, Taehyung finally learned about the viral story during an interview in Seoul. His reaction? A deep laugh, followed by his signature shy smile. "Really? That croissant? I just thought it was delicious. But I'm happy people are finding joy in small things. Maybe I should go back and thank the chef." That short comment reignited the frenzy. Fans begged him to return to Paris, and hashtags like #Taehyung back to Paris trended overnight. The cafe's social media account posted a picture of a golden croissant with the caption, "Waiting for you, Taehyung." Months have passed since that morning in Paris, yet the story of the viral croissant continues to live online. What began as a quiet breakfast became a symbol of connection between artists and fans, between Korea and France, between music and food. Tourists still visit the cafe daily, not because of fame, but because of what it represents: warmth, artistry, and the beauty of moments that can't be planned. As one fan beautifully put it, it wasn't the croissant that went viral. It was the feeling, the calm, gentle happiness that Taehyung carries wherever he goes. And in that sense, perhaps Paris didn't make the croissant famous. Taehyung made Paris fall in love all over again. Months later, the rumor became reality. Kim Taehyung returned to Paris. No paparazzi, no red carpets, just the same quiet soul stepping out of a black car on Rue Vieille du Temple, the same street where it all began. Fans only found out afterward when a few locals spotted him walking toward Boulangerie du Soleil again. Madame Renée recalled the moment vividly. He walked in as if he'd never left. Same gentle smile, same calm aura. He said, "Bonjour, Madame Renée," like an old friend. This time, he didn't sit by the window. He went straight to the counter and asked for the croissant that started all the chaos. Renée laughed and told him, "You mean the one that made me famous?" Taehyung grinned shyly. "I guess I owe you one." That day, he stayed for nearly